Moving forward. This is what brought us to where we are right now. This is what brought us to where we are standing. The simple idea of change has affected our lives in many ways, in many aspects. The mere idea of this is enough to keep a community moving forward. But thus, moving forward means progress, of course. It also means success. But I'm going to ask you a critical question right now. Do we, even in our own communities, see it? I prefer to answer no, based on my own opinion. Therefore, what is the point of stressing about change if we don't even apply it, firstly, in ourselves, secondly, in our family, and thirdly, in our communities, in the place we live? This is where the youth comes in. New, fresh. These are just some of the things that the youth right now represents. I myself is included in this generation, or as what I prefer to call the X generation. But who are we really? We don't even know ourselves. Are we the reckless generation of drug addicts, cyber addicts, the generation that neglects their parents so much? But then, are we the generation of new ideas? Are we the generation of moving forward? Most importantly, are we the generation of success? Let me state an example. A 7-year-old and a 9-year-old during the Zamboanga siege was reportedly joining the MNLF. This alone proves that the youth has an incredible power. Their joining of the MNLF was not child abuse, as the government sees it. It comes from their strength, from their will, from their courage, and from their belief. Another example is Mark Zuckerberg, the inventor of Facebook. He, along and other kids like him, invented this website that I myself is addicted into. What can the youth really do? Of course, media has affected this generation so much. But then, we can start looking at the positive side of things. Again, social media has improved our ways of communication, has connected us into our loved ones from far, far away places. Again, youth came up with this. These are just some of the reasons why youth plays an important role in this society. We are like a breath of fresh air. We may be called reckless, but at least we have the will, we have the courage to break away from the status quo and be who we want to be. Of course, we can also apply this to making our community a better one. What do the elders need to do? Because of course, as of right now, we, the youth, are also having some problems. One, with the way the parents raised them. Number two, the way we are acting nowadays. And number three, the things we believe in. Number one, what the elders should do, give them motivation. This is what keeps them looking ahead, moving forward, as what I said. Number two, education. Not in the form of schools, universities, but the moral one. What they should know about reality. What they should know about real life. Number three, and the most important one, support. This is what they need most especially from their parents, who are the people who raised them, who are the people they look up to. Most importantly, the people who love them. If the elders, and I'm not stressing anything about them, we're not stressing anything bad about them, because even in the past they have done so many things, many great jobs. But they, to help this future generation, should always give them, our youth, youngsters, support. This is where negligence comes in. Parents, a lot of parents nowadays do this, negligence. mostly because of social media, the internet, and some other things. But I guess parents do have their unconditional love for their children, and that alone is enough for them to support those children and make them something they can be proud of someday. As what Mahatma Gandhi said, strength does not come from power. It comes from indomitable will. Now, if we can apply this to our youth, then what do you think will happen? Futuristic generation, the X generation, these are the generation that will keep the moving of our community. The progress, the success, if only we can trust in them, if only we can enhance their abilities, if only we can recognize their skills. Going back to the topic of change, this is something that we need to acquire, especially the youth. Although they have known this because